During the last 10-15 years, Icelandic New Energy and NORA have had a very fruitful relationship in building up new projects in the field of alternative fuels. 13 years ago, in 2009, we got a grant to actually import the first battery electric IMEFs, Mitsubishi IMEFs, which were the first battery electric cars to be built by a large car manufacturer. NORA gave us a grant so we could introduce the vehicles not only in Iceland but also in the neighboring islands of Faroe Islands and Greenland. So the vehicle traveled around and got a lot of attention in the different countries. At that time, primitive technology, range of less than 100 kilometers, steering wheel on the wrong side. Everybody said there's no future in battery electric vehicles, and now more than half of the vehicles sold in Iceland have a plug today, so people were wrong at the time. Another project which was much bigger was when a company, North Sailing, whale watching company, came to Icelandic New Energy and wanted to introduce a battery electric solution on a whale watching boat. We needed to build up a project, we needed even to design the boat, none such design was available. NORA stepped in with some initial funding, and we were able to design and build up a team which could execute the first battery electric whale watching boat trip. This was in 2012 when we got the grant from NORA. About 3 years later, we sailed on a zero-emission whale watching boat. Funding came from different international sources, a lot of participation. I'm actually sure that Herjólfur, the ferry between the Westman Islands and Iceland, would not have been built on battery if it wasn't for this project as a pioneering work. Currently, or the most recent project we've actually initiated with NORA, started as a small initiative. Map out and understand how a charging infrastructure will look like for the future trucks. The current infrastructure for charging a battery electric vehicle like this is not big enough and powerful enough to charge big trucks. We need 250, 350, 500 kilowatt charging, even a megawatt charging for such installations. So what we applied to NORA was actually to make kind of a static point where trucks would stop and we would refuel them with charging stations, understanding what kind of power input is needed. When utilities in Iceland realized that we were actually going to have battery electric trucks deployed already early 2023, they asked to expand this project to a much more detailed study. So currently we are mapping out actually the movement of the trucks, how much they weigh, where do they stop for lunch, where do they stop for dinner, how much would they need to charge to be able to go from A to B and then from B and back to A again. So again, a small project funding in the beginning from NORA when they believed in, okay, the first step has to be taken, and then we were able to build on top of those. This actually shows that even a funding scheme like NORA, even though very, very small, can be very, very helpful in taking the first steps in building big projects. We really hope that we will be able to work with NORA in future projects all the way until we have all of these ships here in the background powered by alternative fuels.